Good morning, everybody online. Go ahead, if you're closed, turn those. We want to see your smiling faces. You're here and you're not here all at the same time. So go ahead, turn those cameras on. All right, everybody, good morning. Let's kick this meeting off. We got a lot of great things to cover today. Let's kick it off how we do every week with Tell Me Something Good. I know, Monty, you're right here. Let's just do that.
All right. Yeah, we got a house under contract, 500,000.
Boom.
It was on the market for 63 days. There's a little while to get there. We did reduce the price from 519 down to 500, but we got it under contract and it's a solid contract.
Awesome. Round of applause. New escrow, and then Robert.
I had a listing fall out of contract, then I got it back in without any price reductions or anything.
Boom. Congratulations, man. Barry?
So I had two good newses. I had an office building sale and a warehouse building sale. So both of those are in contract. And
Wow.
then I also relaunched my property management company and we're making it through our first month of payment. And so we're all happy.
Congratulations. Sorry, I cannot remember your name for the life of me.
Also, I have a new listing next week on a new construction home 1 acre lot. So
Okay, awesome. Congratulations. How'd you get that?
I had viewed that house with that investor before, and I just kept following up with him, and then he called me to list it. So
Follow up is key. There you go. All right, and then speaking of good news, EXP is doing something really cool in the community right now. Miss Annie, would you mind standing up, just telling us who you are and what it is that's taking place?
Yeah, hi. My name's Annie Pellegrini, and I'm with EXP's Extended Hand and I Heart EXP, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, it's like Alicia, but for EXP.
Truly, EXP, I actually represent I Heart EXP and Extended Hand. Extended Hand is a nonprofit, and it started from EXP, the founder, and some agents about 4 years ago. And we formed as an official nonprofit last year, and I'm the program manager for that program. We actually help agents in need. Was a good example is the hurricane yesterday. A lot of people are affected by it, sadly, and we actually help with financial assistance to agents and staff and their immediate family when if they lose their home or they experience a natural disaster or catastrophic event. So Extended Hand helps our agents. And then also I Heart EXP was formed by another agent, and she created the shirts and the hats, and the sale of this merchandise goes back to Extended Hand. And 4 years ago, they started a community day. Community Day is 13th, this year's 13th birthday of EXP. So wow. Thursday, October 6th is EXP's birthday. And I'm rallying the troops in the Sacramento region, and we're doing a fundraiser to benefit Hands for Hope in El Dorado. And it's a youth charity. And right now we're accepting donations of warm clothing. We call it our Warm and Fuzzy Clothing Drive. We're accepting donations of jackets, coats, pajamas, socks, anything warm. And the charity is going to distribute these items throughout the area's shelters. So if you all could please bring one item between now and next Wednesday, because Thursday we're going to bring those items to the charity. Or if you would like to participate and come to the event and wear your I Heart EXP gear, or if not, you could just come and it's a great way to network, show our community that we're supporting them locally. EXP does a lot on a national level, but this day is just about our local communities and helping serve our people. And it is also a great way to call your clients, say, hey, I'm managing, or I'm attending one of our local fundraisers. Do you by chance have anything that you could donate?
Mhm.
The items could be new or gently used, from infants all the way up to adults, so any size. And also it's a great excuse to touch your sphere and say, hey, we're doing this. Did you know that? You can make videos, post social media, we have a flyer, Valerie, you guys have the flyer somewhere, right?
Posted on the team page last week.
Yeah, so feel free to use that and create the buzz that EXP is giving back to our local communities. And then also don't forget to bring in one item to John or Valerie. You have the bin, I think, in your office, or you have a
Yeah.
collection.
Yeah, so just bring it by the office. You can ask the ladies at the front desk, or if you know where I'm at, just flag me down and we'll get it all organized for you. If they want to participate, Annie, on Thursday, next Thursday, where do they go? How do they find
So
out more?
next Thursday, we're having the event at, it's called, yeah, no, actually, that's the collection site. Hold on, I'll put my hat on before, and then when I'm talking, out here. So the Hands for Hope is the charity, and I believe it's on Windplay Drive. I have it somewhere, and I can send it to you, but it's Hands for Hope Chair Youth in El Dorado. I believe it's, yeah, it's Windplay. So we're meeting there at 3 p.m. I have a banner. We have representatives of the charity, which happen to be teens, which is cool. They're going to meet us and we're going to count the donations, make a presentation. We have an iHeart EXP banner. We have some handheld signs. So it's a great photo op and just a way for all of us to get together and show our service. You know, community and service are two of the 9 core values of EXP. So this is our day where we actually I used to say on a national level come together, but it's global because we have other countries participating now also. This is my first year officially running this. So by next year, I want it to be even bigger. So,
It will.
Yeah.
We're just getting warmed up.
Yeah, yeah. So now here you can.
All right, so here's some money. Throw some money in for their donation and do what you can do. Let's give her a big pocket full of money so that she
Thank
can do
you.
that.
And we could go purchase some items to donate.
I don't have cash, but I have cigars. You guys.
I'll pay you. I'll give you a bit of cash in there.
We'll get that to the bill.
There's other donations.
That your-
sites, too, 'cause I know not all of them, like,
Yeah.
There's donations like Westpac, Elk Grove,
Yeah. El Dorado, Westpac, El Dorado Hills, and 2 in Roseville.
Yeah, so if you have clients that want to bring stuff in and they're not here in Roseville, there's other options, because all the Sacramento area, we're all doing this together, so. There's other sites too.
Yeah, and if you want to get involved in Extend a Hand, I'm going to be at the EXP Call Conference in Vegas for a week. I have several events. There's the 5K. Thank you. There's the 5K run that benefits Extend a Hand, but we're going to have an iHeart EXP Sophie booth, so you could take pictures with your iHeart EXP gear, which you could purchase there at our booth. Also, take pictures, post it to social media, create the buzz. Also, we have the same event at shareholders, and then again, Community Day next year. So we'll be starting our planning for next year earlier. And now that you know that we do this, it will be
Even better.
yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. By the way, we're going out to lunch after this meeting with Barry and Annie. Well, thank you for the collection. So thank you.
Hey, John, real quick, I'll just say, for extended hand, you know, we have a group of 20,000 realtors, so obviously we come across some pretty tough situations at times. But they have been so helpful to realtors that are just, you know, tough spot. One guy who's younger than me with kids. I had a massive heart attack, was out of work for 6 months, fighting for his life. They obviously weren't thinking about paying bills, but he got behind $400 or $500 in his EXP dues. And so he reached out and said, hey, I need to get my real estate license reinstated. I'm still kind of in bed, but I'm gonna start working on my CRM. And he's like, what's their, you know, how can we help? We just fill out a short application. They paid for his dues and he was back up and running almost same day. So stuff like that
Wow.
they're doing for our realtors and our groups is a really big deal. So that's just one story extra out of hundreds.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good
thank you.
story.
And if you want to check out the website, it's extendingandcharity.org. And it's a new website, and I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things that we launched the website within 6 months ago, but one of the things that I want to add to it are stories, and so we have some testimonials. But so now that we're an official nonprofit, we'll have more things like that and more you'll see more and more of it. One other thing is right now, it's not set up officially yet, but we're in the works of setting up an agent giving program where you can donate part of, $5 from your transactions to extend a hand.
Wow.
So keep your eyes open for that. Yeah, yeah.
So many good things going on with Extend a Hand. Thank you so much, Amy.
I'll see you next week.
All right,
Okay,
bye.
thank you.
Miss Alicia, what's happening in the wonderful world of loans?
Don't freak her up, that's no news to anyone, but I do want to give you guys some tools, and I want to put it in writing this time, because I know I talk about it a lot. So I just want to give you an example, if you can get your seller to give a credit of 6%, because you write for the point on a $500,000 purchase, that's only 30 grand. How many of you have listings where they'll wiggle and play with 30 grand, right? It's doable. If you can get that 30 grand, let's just compare a 30-year fix at 6 1/4, which right now costs 2 or 3 points anyways. Okay, it's super expensive. P&I is 3 grand. Doing a 5-1 arm, and I have one with anything like this, doing a 5-1 arm, getting the rate at 3, you heard me right, 3.875, saves the client $715 a month in payment.
Whoa.
$715 a month. So you take your 3.875 rate, fixed for 5 years, add your mortgage insurance of 0.8, that's still a collected rate of 4.6. There's no conventional loans I'm hearing about at 4.6. They're all in the sixes, right? So this gets the client's rate down to collectively 4.6, including the MI, saves them a tremendous amount in their payment. And it's just negotiating with the seller. Give me 6% for my rate buyout. So keep that in mind. That's how dramatic it can save your deals. Okay. Real quick, I just wanted to put return on investment in writing for you. Client buys a house for 500 grand, puts 5% down, which is 25,000. Placer County, I checked yesterday, it's on at 4.8% year to date. Year isn't over yet, so let's say they gain 5% by year end. That's 100% return on their investment in the first year. So you say, well, what are you getting on your 401k? Not 100%, right? So it's absolutely a clear, short, and sweet way you guys can answer when they go, when is the market going to crash? And let me answer that one supply and demand thing for you guys that the client can relate to. People are still getting married. People are still downsizing. Life is still happening. Babies are being born. The need is there. But guess what? If they can't afford it, they're all sitting on the sidelines waiting for the rates to dip. Fannie Mae announced rates are going to dip in March or April. And you explain this to the client, you go, hey, I want you to buy before the storm. I want you to buy before the storm when you can get $30,000 credits. As soon as the storm hits, guys, guess what the market's going to do? So is the market going to crash? No, because all those people are patiently waiting. They're all coming back into this market. They are. Clients can relate to that. It makes sense to them that people can't afford to buy right now. They don't have magical agents like us who can get 6% seller credits.
There you go.
We have the secret, right? But if you present it to them like that, it's something I feel like they can totally grasp. Last thing, Kelly should they let you buy the rate down. For whatever reason, nobody knows that. 2 points can drop it from 7, whatever it is today, 6.9, down to the low 5. That's a $300 or $400 a month savings in the payment. So if your buyers got outpriced and the first-time home buyers now can't afford it, go, oh yes, you can, hold on, let me get you a seller credit and we'll buy that rate back down. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So use that to keep the deal together. I did give you, I'll be fast, 2 last nuggets so you don't have to be the expert. What's the market going to do? I'm not going to pretend to have a crystal ball, guys, but if you Google daily rate lock advisory, any of the companies that pop right up, just go to the site. This is an economist who has given a prediction of what the market's going to do. It will always say the rates are going to go down within 20 to 60 days. What does that give our buyers? Light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
I encourage you, let's keep going. We'll watch for it dip, so we lock when it dips, right? But it'll keep them from stopping. Forward motion, okay? The next thing you can forward them is the Freddie Mac 30-year fixed history. Why? Because for the last 30 years, this is what the rate is doing. It doesn't go like this and never stop. It continues to do this. So say, hey, I'm no expert, but let's just look at the past. That's predictor of the future's past, guys. You show them that, and they're like, all right, it's gonna come down. It gives them hope to keep going. So I know I spit out as fast as I could, but there is a perfect, I love that. Because then it's not you having to predict what's gonna happen. Hey, why don't I just supply you with the facts, right? Very helpful. So that was
So many good things. Alicia, if they want to reach out to you, what's your phone number?
256-6486. Thank you so much.
6486.
Any
And then-
questions about any of that?
Yeah, I just asked the same question, Barry, and why is the 2022 different compared to 2008? Is it because of there's a supply shortage other than there's restrictions getting mortgages, supply shortage?
So in 2008, there was nothing stopping the speed of the appreciation. So we were hitting levels of 20+%. Very unhealthy. That is why last year when it was 14%, the government went, scratch that, and they just started to hike to get it under control. It was 5%, guys, in this area back in March. So it makes sense that they had jacked the rates up to maintain the healthy appreciation 5% per year. And they've done a great job. We're in September at 4.8 now, right? So we're gonna end the year out at 5. So what are they gonna do? Let people back in the market. And they're gonna try to control that 5%, which will set us up for success. So the difference is it was not under control. And it went, and then we have the bubble. That's why that's not happening now. It's being kept under control, which is beneficial for all the clients. But when we explain that, we explain to them, hey guys, they're doing you a favor, they're knocking out your competition, but your competition's all waiting there. They're gonna have to come back. They're gonna still want to buy. They had a baby. And then I pull up rent. Does anyone see what a 800 square foot apartment goes for today? 1,400. I was seeing many at 2,500, many in Rockland, Roseville. I just looked yesterday. There's a duplex right now for sale for $599. I was pricing out for my buyers, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, what is the going rent? 2 bedroom, 1 bath, what is the going rent? It was insane. The rents were over 3,000 for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. They can own. They can own. So it makes it make sense to them to keep them from, I'm just gonna wait. Don't do that. This is why, yeah. Hopefully that's helpful.
Super helpful. Thank you so much, Alicia. Yeah, you should go.
Yeah, I pretty quick announcement, if you haven't seen Car Magazine, I'm sent to my wife membership with Car now, I don't have to pay dues because you get so old, that's you don't have to pay dues anymore if you've had 40 years, etc. Anyway, with Car this morning, I looked at it, it's got the rising stars that could be for this year. There's 10 of them. Would you like to guess how many are EXP agents?
5.
The 4.
Oh, it's close.
But if you look at that's 40% of the rising stars are EXP agents. You guys can get the magazine and use that. Go sit down and have coffee with anybody you know and say, look, there's a reason for this, and I want to talk to you about it, and so forth. So just be aware of that. Okay, it's a great thing. And then I also have a friend of mine, longtime friend. I was when I was doing business, I had house inspections that you do. You guys all have a favorite house inspector you use, and in the event your favorite on vacation or something like that. Friend of mine, Tim Coddington, I've known for 30 years, was in Bible study fellowship with him and other stuff. And in fact, I was taking out my spa 2 days ago, and it's 18 years old, and it finally went the way the old spas go. And Tim came over with this sawzall, and we cut that baby up and put it in pieces to put out to get rid of it. But so he's a good guy, and if I was selling houses and needed a house inspector, I'd use him. So I've got his cards here. So just I'd love to give you out his card and give him a shot at your business someday down the road. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Go.
They're right here.
Tim, what's your phone number?
Yeah, Tim's phone number is Tim, give me your phone number.
Well, I think it's long for that. Cause I gotta read it too. You never call yourself 916-407-1158. Also have an SR code. If you want to just put that in your phone there.
All right, so for the people online, we got the phone number, and then
Yeah,
pass the brochure around if you want to Scan the QR code.
And you get the phone number written down?
Yep, it's right up there.
Thanks, yeah, okay. Thanks, guys.
All right, and then what else do we have? Okay, upcoming events. Let me share the screen really quick. There's only one that we're going to discuss, and it is the Business Planning Clinic. It's taking place at PCAR November 17th, so we got some time. Go ahead and register. We don't know who the speaker is going to be, but they're always great. In the past, it's been Sean Kokoska. It's been Bill Pipes. My vote is for Bill Pipes, but we'll see who ends up coming through. All right. And then speaking of what Alicia was talking about really quick, what's happening in the market? Like, guys, buyers are buying. Like in the last week, almost 2,600 houses sold in the last week, right? So if you're talking with a seller, that could have been you. If you priced your home correctly, if you listen to me, that could be you. If you're a buyer and you're having trouble getting your offer accepted, or hey, I just don't think now's a good time to buy, that could have been you. And listings are like, you want to hit the market like Alicia said before everybody else does. Earlier this year, there was about 1,500 houses coming on the market every week. Now we're looking at about $3 grand, a little over $3
Is that
grand.
those 3 counties that are listed there?
No, this is all of the MLS, and then this is just the median days on market for those counties.
Okay.
And we
Yeah.
still only have like 2 months worth of inventory.
Yeah, inventory is actually taking a dip in the last month. Hermes?
And another thing, situation wise, prices have been going down. I have an open house I'm hosting at 10246 Mariana this Saturday from 1 to 5. Same thing this Sunday, 1 to 5 also. The house originally started at $895,000. Now it's $799, given how we're headed to a buyer's market just by price drops alone.
Okay, thanks for the info.
Okay.
Appreciate you, man. All right, so who attended, what was the course last week? Marketing with John Glutch. Man, I've slept a few times since then. Raise your hand if you attended, right? He spoke about something called Raven, and I just wanted to share this really quick. I'm starting to use this. Our team's going to start implementing it, but it's only as good as the agents in the area that are using it. And these are off-market properties. So if you use Follow Up Boss, it's a free integration. You can just sync it in. And so like this is some random contact we have in our CRM. You can automatically click and connect this buyer to a need. And so you can put their information in, and you can see how many off-market properties that buyer will qualify for. Similar, if you have a seller, you can put your seller in, how many beds, baths, the location, the expected price, and see how many buyers that qualifies for. But it's called Raven. You just go to Raven to sign up. We'll put this in.
What was the advantage of that again?
So, like for our team, like we had a spreadsheet where we tried to pair people with like off-market properties within us, but this is like all of EXP. So per the MLS rules, it can't be like other companies, but it can be agents within EXP. And so the benefit to us is like when you're at an open house, you're trying to convince a buyer or a seller, hey, here's what I can do differently. I have this list of off-market properties, right?
Got it. Thank you.
So it's Raven RE. Throw it in the chat box. And this will actually go hand in glove with what Lexi's about to talk about. But anyways, Raven RE, go ahead and sign up. It's what John Glutch was talking about. And then
If you missed that, go to the Brent's website. Actually, I have a experiencedrealty.com is now Brent's page. He didn't authorize me to do that. I just did it so I could remember the website. Experiencedrealty.com will take you to Brent's video page, and John Glutch's video is on there. So experiencedrealty.com, and you'll be able to get right to that video. I'm watching it now as I work out, and it is, it's really good. Yeah, that's just a really good spot.
I don't know why it's taking forever. It's probably because it's redirecting from where it's supposed to be going. But anyways, while that's happening, the meat and potatoes, the main event for today is Miss Lexi Stewart. Lexi, you mind telling everybody, introducing yourself, telling everybody about you, and sharing your screen? You're good to go.
Hi guys, I'm Lexi with Lennar Title. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I mean, I've seen most of you guys every week anyways, but this is my first time participating on Zoom, so yay. Okay, so today we're going to talk about farming. And most people are like, okay, well, does farming really work? Well, it does if you do it right. So right now, most people are really focusing heavily on social media and video and YouTube and those types of platforms, which are fantastic. But I don't want you guys to forget about farming and nurturing different, geographical areas or demographical areas. So I want to kind of show you today a little bit of what you can actually do with the tool that we have at our disposal. So, but the very first thing that you guys need to do before you guys really dive into farming a specific area is I want you guys to do your back end research and make sure that you're finding out whether or not there's already an existing dominant agent in that area. So you guys do that on your end on the MLS. So once you've, figured out an area that does not have a dominant agent, then there's multiple different ways that you can go about farming that specific area. So, I mean, you can hand pick basically who you want to work with. So that can be empty nesters, that can be first time home buyers, that can be, let's see, what else have we got? Well, you could do everyone in the whole area. You can do people who are in smaller homes that are looking to move up to larger homes. You can do investors, divorces, or those people in the neighborhood that are the most likely to sell next, which that seems to be kind of a hot button these days. So I want to just show you guys how to find these different things on the app that Lennar provides you guys. So let me share my screen really quick. All right, can you guys see my screen okay?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I've got to move you guys over here. All right, so this is called Title Pro 24/7, and this is kind of the home screen that it takes you to. So let me just log in here really quick. All right, so once you log in, this is the first screen that you see. And if you wanted to pull a property profile just for a single property, it takes you to this, and this is where you would go. But right today, we're going to be talking about farming. So across the top of the screen is these tabs. You're going to focus on lists. That's where you're going to do your farms. So we're going to click on that. And this is the screen that it takes you to. So we have two different options here. We have just your regular standard farm lists, and then we have your premium list, which are those are the ones that you actually have to pay for. So I'm going to, let's do empty nesters. I'm going to show you guys how to do an empty nester farm really quick. So one of the features that is required in empty nesters is premium. So we're just going to start out there to begin with. So you start out with your geographical area that you want to do. So you can select either a city or a zip code or a county, or you can do a radius like a map. Let's go ahead and just do a city. So let's pick Fair Oaks, California. Then you're going to hit add, and you notice over here to the right, it actually will show you how many homes total are in Fair Oaks. There's 16,150. Obviously that farm's way too big. So we're going to dive down a little deeper. So let's see, next we're going to go to the property bubble. Okay. And then across the top are all these different filters. So next you would go to the land use. This is where you can find the type of property that you're looking for. So we obviously want residential. So let's just do single family residential right now. If you were looking for a mobile home or a townhouse or a condo, you would select that. So let's just go with single family residences. So that brings us down to just under 13,000. Obviously still too big. So let's see, where are we going to go next? Oh yeah, we want to make sure that we're dealing with owner occupied people here. So yes, we want all owner occupied. So let's add those. So we lost a few there. Next, we're going to go back over here. We're going to click on all filters so that we can see all these fun things that we can click on. Next, we're going to click on length of residence because, length of residence. There you go. So for an empty nester, obviously they're most likely will have been there for for quite a while. So let's say they're there for 10 years. So let's add that. So a minimum of 10 years. All right, so that's cut it down quite a bit. So that's good. All right, so let's see what else we could do. Ooh, I know. How about how many stories? Because empty nesters typically are older, and if they live in a 2-story, they're going to want to downsize, right? So we want all the homes that have a minimum of 2 stories. Ooh, that gives us a much smaller number. So that's good. Okay, so next, let's go to mortgage. Let's just do the next bubble across. We're going to click on other here. This shows us all kinds of fun stuff. So let's go to equity percentage. Most of these people have quite a significant amount of equity in their home. So let's say we want a minimum of 40%. So we'll add that. Okay, so now we're down to 859. Next, oh, I know what we need. All right, so we're going to go to demographics. How about age? That's probably pretty important. Most of these people are probably talking about getting out of their house. I don't know, 65, maybe 70. We'll do 65 and see what that brings us to. 380. Well, that might still be a little bit too big for a farm. So let's do 70 and see if that's still 380. All right, so let's see how, ooh, I know, presence of children. See if that changes it. Come on now, presence of children. All right, if we click on unknown, that basically means no, there's no children. Okay, now our farm is 189 or 181 very, very specific people that are in Fair Oaks that are of the age and the demographic that are most likely probably going to be selling here pretty soon. So that would be a really good farm for you guys to do. Okay, so now I want to show you another one. Now remember, this is one that you would have to pay for because of the age and because of the equity percentage. So those are 2 things that you would have to pay for. And I'll show you later kind of what that price would look like. So let's go ahead and I'm going to take out all these filters and we're going to do a different one. All right, how about we do the hot button one? Let's do the most likely to sell next. How about that? Okay,
Yes.
so, right? Okay, so let's do, instead of doing a zip code or a city, how about I'm going to show you how the map works. So I'm going to type in an address here. All right, so it brings up a map. So let me see, I'm going to zoom out so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, I hate looking at the street view, so I always change it to the map view. That's much better. Okay, so let's move you guys over here. Hold on a second. Figure out how to get you out of my way. All right. So you click on the little draw icon and let's just do a little square here. Come on. Let's do this little box. Polygon. All right, now it gives you the option to add this. So there's 782 homes in there. So let's add that. And now, how many people are in there? 782. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our next bubble. We're gonna go over to the properties. Again, we're gonna make sure we're dealing with single family residence. So we're gonna click property type, residential, single family. And eventually we're going to get a number. Slowly. Hopefully my internet is still good. Okay, there we go, 701. All right, so next thing we are going to do is, let's see. Oh, length of residence. How about, first we did owners. Did we do ownership? We want to make sure we have owner occupied in here. So we want residential. Yes. And then we're going to go to property characteristic. Or actually, we're going to go to all so that we can get length of residence. And we're going to do a minimum of Well, let's do 7 years. Let's see what that brings us. Minimum of 7 years. And then we're going to go back to mortgage. And we're going to do, we're going to do other again. We're going to do equity percentage of 40% minimum. So that gives us 203. So that's a pretty good targeted farm in a very small little neighborhood. So let's say that that property that I typed in was a new listing that just went on the market in your neighborhood. So you can literally type in that address and get all of this information. So now I want to show you how this would look if we were like, okay, this is one that I want to purchase. I want to move forward with this one. So we'll say this is Orangeville. You want to make sure that you save it first. Okay, then we're going to click the next button. And it's going to take you to a screen that tells you how much that farm is going to cost you. All of $12.18.
What? That's outrageous. No, I'm just teasing. That's incredible. So what's it break down to per contact?
What all information does it have?
It has all the information that you want, other than, here, let me show you. So next you would go to the export outports. Okay, we're going to go here. This is where you can select what information is going to be shown on the Excel file that you download and what is not. So there you can either select a template, which there's lots of pre-selected templates, or you can go through this whole list and literally hand pick the things that you want. But keep in mind, some of those things cost money. And if you happen to select one that's not already being accounted for, it will increase your price, if that makes sense.
So Nate, phone numbers and emails, what does that cost?
So if you want phone numbers and email addresses, we can talk about that afterwards. I'm going to be in the room. I'm just next door. So I can show you how you guys can get the phone numbers and email addresses for free. So, that's a little sneak peek into later. So you don't want to select phones and emails in here, knowing that I have a way that you can get them for free. So you don't want to have to pay for those because that is a paid for feature. So what I would do probably is select the core fact outputs. And it shows you right here, all of the information that's in there. And then, let's say I wanted to make sure that, let's see, what else would I want on here? Let's see. What's a good thing that I want to be on here? Goodness gracious, there's so many options. You could get lost in here. Okay, let's say you want the lot number for whatever reason. So you would select that, and then it should show on here. Oh, there it goes, right there, lot number. So then from here, you would go to add to cart. And you want to make sure that you're downloading it as a CSV file. So let me get this out of the way again. So then you would hit download. And then what it does is it puts it in your cart. Okay. So it's going to take us out of the screen and it'll take us back to the home screen. And up here at the top is your cart. You select cart. All right, so we don't want, that's the one we want. So this is the one that we want. So from here, we would go get now. So you don't put anything in, and then here's where you would put all your credit card information. And then once you hit pay with your credit card, then what it does is it will send you an email receipt. And then it will also send you another email with a link to download your farm. So, okay, so other than those two things, I mean, there's so many other ways that different farms that you could do. I mean, you could do divorces, you could do investors. I mean, there's so many. Oh, I know what I want to show you. Okay, hang tight. Let's go back to my home screen. How do I get back? Okay, so in lists, you click on premium, this last bubble. If you don't want to go through all that work to hand select it all yourself, you go to instant list, and there are all of these different lists that are pre-made with all the filters in them, so that all you have to do is just select. You would go click on a map or do geography, whether it's a zip code or a city or whatever. You do that first, and then you would select one of these instant lists and hit add, and then you should be good to go. So one other thing that I really wanted to hone in on with farming is that in order for your farm to be truly successful, you have to be hitting all of those people from different angles, not just your once a month mailer that you're going to be sending to them. So you want to add them on Facebook, right? So that you can message them on social media platforms. You want to make sure that you're, maybe door knocking or popping by with some little gift of some sort. You want to be following up with phone calls. You want to send them emails, maybe add them to your drip campaign. And there's all kinds of other things that you can do in the neighborhood itself, because you want to be participating as part of the community. So you want to be offering value to them, whether that's an event of some sort, maybe sponsoring an ice cream truck or a food truck, or doing like family photos in the park, or like an Easter egg hunt, or a community garage sale, or attend city council meetings, so that they can really get to know that you actually care about their community. If there's an HOA, join the HOA board, or not the board, but participate in it. And here's another fun one. Invite kids that live in the community to participate in like charity type things that you're going to do, whether that's collecting cans for a canned food drive, or collecting coats for a coat drive. A lot of those kids that are like high school age, they need to have community service hours for their different classes. So get them involved as well. So, you do all of these different things, and then the once a month mailer that you're sending out to them actually has way more effect. So, anyways, that's what I have for you guys today. I hope that you guys got some value out of this. Thank you so much again, Johnny, for having me. And if you guys have any questions, I'll be in the room afterwards. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lexi. Hey, real quick before you leave though, I'm going to share
Okay, let me stop sharing. Okay.
So last week, John Glutch was talking about finding off market properties by identifying, didn't work unless I spelled experience wrong, Barry. But finding off market properties using investors. So I went out and using Lexi's tool, and I figured out who Open Door buys under, who OfferPad buys under, and who Wedgwood buys under. And so what you can do, so I'm going to put Open Door in the chat box, Lexi.
Okay.
And then can you just share your screen and do a search based off of their name?
All right, so let's see here. So what I would do is, rather than doing a farm list, I think I would go here to home eventually. And instead of typing in a property address, you're going to put the owner's name. And the owner's name was Open Door Properties.
That'll probably get you close enough. Yeah, Open Door.
Okay, so we'll just do Open Door in Sacramento County and see what pops up. All right, so there looks like there's one right now for Open Door Properties LLC. So there might be more than that, I'm guessing.
There was like 50. Open Door Property Trust. Open Door Property
Trust. Okay, let's see. Open Door.
Open Door, one word.
Oh, your request cannot be processed. Oh, is it one word?
Yeah.
Property. See if that works. Oh, look at that.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! There's a few.
All right, so these are properties that are either, they might already be listed, and but if they're not listed, Open Door bought them and they're in the process of flipping them to put them back on the market, right?
Mm.
You know, Open Door is going to sell these properties, right? So this is a way that you can find off-market inventory. So, here, I'm just gonna do I'm gonna put this in the chat box for those of you who are on Zoom, but here's Open Door, OfferPad, and Wedgwood. But again, you can use Lexi's tool, search under name, and you can find properties that are gonna be coming off the market. I'm super jealous of you right now, Michael. It's rocking the pipe. All right. Anyways, that's another way that you can use Lexi's tool to find motivate. So when you're at your open house, when you're meeting with clients, say, what can I do that you what makes you different from other real estate agents? Well, I can help you find off-market properties. Oh, really? Tell me more. And then all of a sudden you can send them this list, right? Or say, hey, here's a couple houses. There's way more than this. What exactly are you looking for? And then when you legit can back up what you're saying, right? Those clients are more likely to work with you. One last thing that we're gonna discuss, because we got just a few minutes.
Hey, Johnny, before you move on really quick,
Yeah, sorry.
would you mind putting my email address in the chat? And then that way, if anybody's interested in having access to that application, just send me an email and I'll get you guys set up.
Definitely. What can you just give us your Lexi Lennar?
It's lexi.stewart, so lexi.stewart, STEWART at lenartitle.com.
And then if they want to call you, oh, thank you, J-Roll.
Phone number is 916-412-7402.
740. Thank you for interrupting me. This is the most important part. You got to get access to you to get the tools.
No worries.
Awesome. All right, so all that stuff's in the chat box. Can you guys see it on the screen up here in the room? They're good? Okay. So let's do this. Another thing that they talked about in the meeting last week was, again, you want to provide value. You want to provide value when you're doing the open housing. So I have a list of motivated sellers. I have a list of fix and flip properties. Sign up now, and I mail that out weekly or twice a month. Would you like to get on that list? Give me your contact info. So what do? So for example, I have a safe search in here called Fixer Properties. Actually, let's do this one. Safe searches, fixer list. So does everybody know how to find fixtures in the MLS? All right, just in case you don't, we're going to walk through it. This is recorded, so I'm just going to blow through it really quick. What you do is you go into a standard, so we're going to start from the beginning. But my point is that you can save this, and then all of a sudden you can easily generate this report week in, week out. You can have your assistant do it if you have an assistant. If you're on a team, your team leader can do this. But let's just start from the beginning. So you would go to your standard search. Get everybody's faces out of the way. Go to standard search. We're just going to pick residential, and let's just pick the Tri-County area. So let's come down here to counties, and we will do SAC. We will do Placer, and we will do El Dorado. And then what you do is you come up here to additional criteria, scroll down to the bottom. This is alphabetical, so go to property condition. And then you can check fixer. Okay, then hit preview count. There's 82 listings in the Tri-County area that are in the MLS right now as fixer properties, right? Here's your fixer list for your client if they're looking for a fixer. All right, and then the other one is, this is a little different. That was a saved search. The other one is you have to create a hot sheet. So let's go to saved hot sheets. And I have one here with motivated sellers. And it's more than that. Let's do this. This one. So this is a hot sheet of houses that are vacant with price reductions in the last 15 days. Do you think these people want to sell that house? Right? And if we go, so I'll show you how to do this. So you go to hot sheet. And then I would just do days back. The max you can do is 15, because then you don't have to keep updating the date, right? And so 15 days back, and then residential. And then let's just, so like, there's a lot with price reductions, right? Like there's thousands of price reductions every week. So let's just do Roseville and Rockland. And who else has a favorite city?
Lincoln.
Lincoln. And Lincoln. Okay. You don't say much, but when you do, you shout it. Love it. Love it. Love the input. All right. So Roseville, Rockland, Lincoln. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go over here to price reductions. And let's see how many have had price reductions in the last 15 days. 271. Wowzers. But let's go to additional criteria. And then it is showing instructions. Scroll down to the bottom, vacant. So you're including vacant and you're including vacant with lockbox, right? So it's in the include column, hit OK, hit preview count. There's 106. 106 properties in Roseville, Rockland, and Lincoln that are vacant and have had price reduction in the last 2 weeks. That's good stuff.
It is good.
So what do you do with it? You can go back to, let's do this. I get turned around. I am not a Metrolist master, so just bear with me. So we hit search. It has to be under 500 for you to be able to do this. So if your list is too small, you're gonna have to change the counties, change the cities. You go to reports. After you select how many people you want, so I select all of them. You go to reports. Let's go down to one line, run report, and now you have a list that you can send your clients. Pretty cool. You can do this weekly, send it as a PDF, and then an email attachment. We're doing a newsletter, a monthly newsletter. Say, hey, Bob, you could be a button. Here's some, motivated sellers. So you guys are so quiet. I'm not sure if you're like liking this or if you're like, shut up, Johnny.
We're engrossed.
Okay.
Johnny, on the fixer list, I
Yeah.
would encourage you to go through and make sure they haven't just been flipped, like just look at the pictures real quick. Because a lot of times the flippers leave it as a fixer. And so you'll see it'll be categorized as a fixer, even though it's already flipped.
Oh, good to know.
And also you can use the word search down at the bottom. There's a term search. And if you put fixer in there, you'll get some that the agents didn't know to put it under.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Some agents don't know about the fixer box. And so they'll
Correct.
put fixer in their description and this other way of searching will find those.
So let's do that. We'll do the fixture thing again. So we're in a standard search, right? We're not in the hot sheets anymore. And then if you go to additional criteria, let's go down to.
I think descriptions on the first one.
It is. I'm just doing both. I'm doing
Oh,
both.
okay.
So we'll check fixture like how we did the first time, right? And then what Barry's wanting to do. So that's 52 just in Sac County. And then down here at the bottom, where is it?
Public and private remarks.
So you can include terms like fixer, handyman.
Just do one at a time. Because otherwise I think it has to have all of the words.
Really?
Oh, I don't know.
That's pretty good.
Anyways, so you see how it whittles it down? Yeah. Fixer and then
Gonna have to.
handyman special. Oh shoot, what I do? Revised criteria. So you just gotta think of terms that would be relevant for it. But let's see if that pulls anything. 6. Okay.
Put fixer in just by itself, don't mind. And then put it under the other, under private remarks instead of.
But then those are like-
Yeah. Yeah, so actually, you're gonna have to do a separate search because you would have to do a separate search. If you put them together, then it's only finding the ones that are marked as a fixer with the word fixer in it.
Mhm.
So you actually need to do 2 different searches, maybe even 3.
Yeah, you need to take your other, the checkbox out.
And that's too complicated, so just do the first one.
Yeah. So if you want to cast a wide net, do the first one. If you want to narrow it down, if you're looking in like a ton of different cities and counties, you want to whittle it down. You can get more granular.
Sorry,
Using Barry's technique. I see something, so I'm gonna stop the share. One line with days on market is a good report too, one is saying. All right,
I use that additional term to find in-law quarters as well. That's another good one that agents don't put it in the computer right.
okay, so So we've gone over how to find potential sellers using Lexi's tool, how to find off-market properties using Lexi's tool, and Open Door, OfferPad, Wedgwood, and we've found motivated sellers on the MLS. And that's all we got for today. Before we leave, what are we talking about next week, Eric? It's gonna be 5 advanced strategies, right?
I have to look at my notes. What did I say?
5 advanced strategies on how to work with buyers and sellers and more listings, more buyers, more referrals, more agents to join your team, more appointments. Here, I'll do it.
All right.
This commercial brought to you by Johnny Jennings. Okay, so closing mastery. You will learn 5 advanced closing strategies to help you close more listings, more buyers, more referrals, more agents. Get them to join your team, more appointments. The class is going to be taught by Eric Lawfome. Eric has over 25 years of sales experience, and he has taught his proven closing techniques to thousands of people around the world. Tune in next week at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard. See you there. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. Thank you online for being there. We love you. See you next week.